Hi there, it's Donna from Taffy Crafting and it's 3D Thursday and I need to do this video as quickly as possible without going too quickly for you because I've had to turn all the fans off. It is so warm in the UK at the moment, so I've had to turn the fans off and I'm just going to start cooking and sweating very quickly. So I kind of put half of this box together and then didn't like the colourway. This is using and I've forgotten the name of it, and I've got my mini catalogue here somewhere. I think it's called Rings of Love DSP. It's in the Celebration catalogue. So with a £45 spend, I think that's €60 in France, Germany, Austria and the Netherlands. With a £45 spend, you can get this from the Celebration catalogue during July and August. There we are, there's the Rings of Love DSP. So for this one, I use this kind of toadstool. It's a bit autumnal because it is from the new mini catalogue, and this one here. But I just didn't like. I did it with Parakeet Party cardstock, and even though it goes with it, I didn't like it. So I kind of ditched that. And so, sorry, this is the type of box we have where it extends like that, but we've got a lid on it. So thank you to Angelina from Intatwyne Designs. I think she made this quite a few years ago, probably about 4 or 5 years ago. But I just love her. I just love her projects. So I'm going to try and do it some justice and recreate it here using the Rings of Love DSP, but I'm going to be using this bird designer series paper from that collection. Really pretty, I think. So no stamping in this one. I'm really just going for the just to show you the 3D. Please do excuse my nails. Nail technician is on holiday, and of course as soon as she went on holiday my nails then started to break. I'm going to start with a piece of, this is Night of Navy card, and this measures 8 inches by 10.5. I'm going to get my scoreboard out. Gosh, it's getting warm in here already. And I'll try and film late at night, normally because I'm working during the day, but even that isn't making any difference to the temperature. Right, so short side, we are going to score at, let's get my measurements ready. So let's score at, on the short side, 1.25. Let's get the right end of the stylus. 1.25. 3 3/4. I'll put all of these measurements on my blog. There is a link to that in the description bar below. 5 and 7.5. Let's try that again. And 7.5. So this is the top of the box, the bottom of the box. So these are the panels. Then on the long side, you are going to score at 1.25. This is the bottom. 1.25, 6, 6.5, 7, 8.5, and 9 3/4. Let's just take that out of there. And if I shine those in the light, you might be able to see those score lines there. So it's quite straightforward. It's not difficult. I don't like to do anything that's too difficult. It's just where we have to cut that we do need to be careful. So the first thing we do before we start cutting is to fold and burnish our score lines. So there's the base. So that's the bottom of the box. And then what am I doing? Then this second one, I'm going to fold that in. And this one is going to be a valley fold. So I'm going to fold that way. And then the rest of them are normal folds. There's only one that goes the opposite way to everything else. Okay, and just put that there so you can see that. So you fold and burnish in the normal way, but where we had this 6, 6.5 and 7, that middle one needs to fold in. That needs to be a valley fold like that. I hope you kind of get what's going on there. Let's just fold and burnish these other score lines. So just to remind you, if you're thinking, what's 3D Thursday? This is something that myself, Crafty Karen designs, and Vicky Lou designs. This is what we do once a week. Sometimes we don't always take part. Sometimes life gets in the way, but I keep trying to stick to a routine and I do my very, very best. I'm about to finish college for the holidays. I'm looking forward to doing a whole load of crafting. Anyway, this is the top. We'll deal with that in a moment because we've got some fiddly bits to do with the lid. Let's just start with the bottom. Let's do the easy bit. So here, this is your 1/2 inch border just here. Can you see that there? Just 1/2 inch. So start off with this little mini rectangle here, cut up to the first score line, and then from above it, then a diagonal like that. Okay, hope you can see that. And then cut up the other score lines just up to the first score line. So these form the base of our box. Like that. Okay. Now let's go to the top. So let's just turn it round. Now as we're looking at it, there is that 1/2 inch line. I've got quite a lot of shadow going on here. That's because it's late when I'm filming. So there's that, and we're using dark card as well. So with that there, this is going to be the lid, and that's the front of the lid. Okay, so it's going to fold over. So we're going to start off. So from this side, your skinny rectangle, 1 line, 2 lines, cut up to the second score line and remove all of that. Now if you're really good with your scraps, you might want to do something with that. The other thing I'm going to do is just do a little diagonal line there like that. Now we're going to get rid of, oh, if I can stop my hand shaking. I'm going to get rid of that rectangle there. We don't need that. I think I would have been better off with bigger scissors. And then you're going to leave that bigger rectangle and then snip this one off. Like that. And then you're just going to very slightly make a diagonal cut, and it is small. If you take off too much, then the box will be too flappy. If you don't take off enough, then the box won't shut. So it's best to take off a little bit, and then you can just keep taking those off as you need to. Okay, I'm just going to keep those there for a moment because I can't remember what I did with them. Let me just see what I did. Yeah, I need to cut up each of these. Yes. So I'm not taking them off. I'm just creating that flap there. Okay, so this is what will look like when it's all cut up. In fact, I might take those off. No, I won't. Leave them there. What I'm going to do is bring my camera up a bit because you're probably struggling to see what's going on. So then what we're also going to do is just make a very slight diagonal to there, to the corner. Now, if you wanted to just practice this with a bit of scrap card or a bit of thick paper or something, I thoroughly recommend it. I used to do that a lot when I started making boxes because I used to get so fed up with getting it wrong. So just those diagonal lines. And I used to, if I was watching videos, so I used to start off watching people like Sam at Pootles and Angelina, Intatwyne Designs, Linda Parker, used to watch her. And yeah, I used to watch it over and over again, keep rewinding it, watching it. And I used to find that actually doing it with some scrap paper really helped. So there is our box. So there's the bottom flaps. We don't need those. What we're going to do is now decorate this box. So we are going to put, I've got some DSP and I very carefully cut this up so that what we have is the same design running all the way through. I'll tell you in a minute what I did. Let me just set them up. Oh, there's something I've forgotten to do. But let me just talk to you about this first, because what I'm going to do is stick these on off camera. I'll tell you the measurements in a second. But I have forgotten to do the whole mechanics of the box. I'll show you that in a minute. Now, you'll be able to see that when the box is put together, that this design runs all the way up to the top of the box. Even up to there. Like that. I might need to fiddle about with that bit there. And what I did is just created the box, created my pattern here with a piece of DSP, and I think I cut it, what did I do? I think I did about 8 inches by 10, and then I just cut pieces so that what it did is it just flowed. So each of these, this measures 2 5/8. I will just check that. Maybe just cut it up. No, 2 3/8 by 4 5/8. And then this measures, again, 2 3/8 by, I think that's 1 1/8. Yeah, I think that's 1 1/8, or 1 3/8. Let's just get that right. All of these measurements are on my blog. So 2 3/8 by 1 3/8. These here are 1 1/8 by 1 3/8. So you've got 2 of each of those. And then this one that will be on the top is, again, 2 3/8 by 1 1/8. Okay, so there's some fiddly measurements on there. They are all on my blog. So what I'm going to do is just take these off and then I'll show you how to do the mechanics of the box. So I've taken all of those off. The next thing that we need to do is put the mechanism together that makes the box squash. Now, a little while ago, we used to have an envelope punch board and we don't have that anymore. So now we have to do something a bit different. Let me show you what I'm going to do. So here are those 3 lines that we scored at 6, 6.5 and 7. Now what I'm going to do from the first score line, I'm going to just do a diagonal line. There's no real measurement to that. I'm just eyeballing it really, but let's measure it. So if you want to measure it, then you can do. So we've cut up, that's about 1/2 inch. Is that half? Yeah, I think that's 1/2 inch. But really there's no hard and fast rule about that, but it must go from the corner. Then you're going to fold that there and you're going to do the same. Now it's a bit tricky because we're going through 2 bits of card, but again, from that corner to the middle, from that corner to the middle, I'm not measuring it. It's not necessary. So that's what happens when you open it up. Fold over and do the same. Again, I'm not measuring. Years ago when we had the envelope punch board, it measured it all for you, but I realised that you can just do this. It doesn't really make much difference because this bit is a bit hidden. And then we'll do the same here as well on this little one. Don't go to the edge. Oops. Need to go from that bit. Bit fiddly, that one. So that's what you're left with at the top. Now we can decorate it. Let's find my glue pot that actually works. Problem when it's really warm, the glue stops working. Let's see if I can get this to, yeah, it's going to work. So while I'm gluing these, we are at Celebration. Now you might not have come across me before, you might not have come across Stampin' Up. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I can sell to the UK, to France, to Austria, Germany and the Netherlands, and very, very soon I will be able to sell to Ireland and Belgium. So if you are currently watching me and you are from either of those two countries, very, very soon you will be able to order from me, which is quite exciting. So watch this space. Oh, that moved. That's what happens when it's so warm. So Celebration is something that Stampin' Up run twice a year, and we have, here's our Celebration catalogue, which I can send to you if you'd like one, along with the mini catalogue, and I have some annual catalogues as well. So if you send me an email, taffycrafting@gmail.com, send me your details, and if you are a non-Stampin' Up demonstrator, I will send you some catalogues. And for every £45 that you spend, and I think the EU equivalent of that is €60, you earn a level 1 reward. So last week I think I spent £47, and I earn a level 1 reward, so I got this paper for free. And then sometimes what I do when I earn rewards, I then share that paper out amongst my customers, because I don't always get to use it. So I share that out amongst my customers. We also have a really good joining offer at the moment. So if you really like Stampin' Up goods, you can spend £99 but choose £130 worth of goods across the entire range. That's the mini catalogue and the annual catalogue, and alongside that you will be given for free an absolutely beautiful planner. So if you like stationery, if you're a bit like me and love stationery, then you can join and you'll get your planner. I'll try and get some more details of that. So if you come along over to my Facebook page, Facebook.com/taffycrafting, I'll have some details of that coming up soon. I just need to finish work. I just need to get these last few days of work out of the way. And then I might be able to devote some more time to my Stampin' Up business. And if you become a demonstrator, if you join Stampin' Up, that doesn't mean that you have to do blogging and YouTube videos and things at all. You can just simply enjoy the discount. You start off with a 20% discount. Okay, so there are all of my panels. And if you didn't catch the measurements, just head over to my blog. I think that's lovely with the blue. Absolutely love that. It's beautiful. So what I need to do now, if I can pick it up, what I need to do now, I would normally leave that to dry off a little bit, but it is super warm in here and I need to get this video done, but I would probably just leave that to one side, go and have a cup of tea and then come back and finish it, but I'm not going to do that now. What I'm going to do next is run some adhesive. I'm going to use tear and tape along these panels here. What did I do with my tear and tape? And it's walked off. So let's get my spare. It's probably on the floor somewhere. Right, there we are. So let's just, I'm running that right along that score line so that we don't get any gaps when we put it together. And actually what I'm going to do is just run that all the way along there. Now that adhesive will go through that gap there, so we need to sort that out. There, it's stuck to my tablecloth. So I'm just going to just fold it over. It won't be seen. Like that. And then I'm going to just release that. Come on. Take that off of there. Now, once we have that there, turn it over and then fold it over like that, and then bring this flap over like that. And if all of your score lines have been accurate, this will just fit together. Take your time and then fit it together like that. So then we have that. So at the top we have these flaps which come in, and I might get rid of these. They are not really doing anything yet. Oh, no, I don't know. I'm a bit scared to get rid of them. I'm going to get rid of them. They're just not going to let the box shut, and I don't think it really needs it. So let's take those flaps off. I don't know if I put them on my original. No, I didn't. Now, with this bit here, when we fold that in there like that, it's very difficult then to get that off. So we need to put a little thumb hole there. Now, this little 1/2 inch circle punch isn't current anymore, but it is so handy for doing a little circle or half circle here. Now, if you don't have one, what you could do is just draw a semicircle there in the middle and then cut round it, or maybe you've got some hole punch or something, but it's perfect for it. And it pings up in your face when you punch that, and then that will then just pop into that. Oh, I've just pushed that too hard. That will then pop in there like that. So then we need to deal with the bottom, so we just bring those side flaps in and then bring that one forward, and then this one will stick. So we'll put some, just going to put some tear and tape on there. Fold that over, so that gives us our base. And then this, because of those little those snips that we put in there, that just makes that sit like that. So it is shut. We can open it like that. We can put our treats in. We can put our treats in just to fit this bit here, and then this shuts it, and that shuts it right up. You can kind of leave it like that if you want to, and put some ribbon. Now I've got some ribbon, but I don't think this is current, so I'm being a bit naughty using this. But I've got so much of this left. But you can pick up any ribbon you like. Just gives you an idea. Now, if you've watched me for a while, you know I don't like bows at all. So let's just snip some ribbon off. Some white ribbon would look really good on this, or even some yellow ribbon, and I don't have either. So you can just tie a ribbon there with a bow. You'll do a much, much better bow than me. I'm kind of rushing that. And I might end up giving up because I've lost my bow. Let's try one more time because I don't like giving up. One of these days on camera, I'll do a really nice bow. That's just terrible. But you get my drift. I'll tell you what always works is if I just do a knot. I would just fiddle about with that. Let's just finish it off. I bet you're better at bows than me. Is there anybody else out there that's bow challenged? You could put a sentiment on there, on perhaps a die cut rectangle or circle or a punched image, but that's your box. And I think that's really, really cute. And I mean, that's quite slim, that box. You might want to make one that has, that is perhaps a bit fatter that way, or it's square. You can just muck about with the measurements as much as you like, as long as you have the 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch either side of that score line there. And then you can make this bit as big as you like as well. It's just a case of filling about with the measurements. So I hope you like that, and I hope you really like this celebration paper. You have until, while stocks last, the end of August to get your hands on that. But thank you ever so much for joining me. I can stop this video and put my fan back on now. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Come and subscribe as well if you like. And I look forward to seeing you all again really soon. Bye bye.